Hi dear students, last week you watched and summarized a video about how to write a compare and contrast essay. Today, I'd like to explain further about the outline of compare and contrast essay. Simply put, a compare and contrast essay is an essay evaluating the similarities and differences between two subjects. These subjects will be in the same category but different. You might compare and contrast two different kinds of pets. Or you might compare and contrast two different kinds of sharks as what you did in last week's quizzes. From last week's video, we can summarize that there are two commonly used organizational patterns of compare and contrast paper. Point-by-point pattern and block pattern. How to know which one to use? Point-by-point pattern follows the principle of organization by criteria or points, whereas the block patterns is organization by items. When choosing the correct outline for compare and contrast essay, you should keep several things in mind. Please ask yourself, are the items or concepts similar, different, or have a bit of both? The following is assumed to follow depending on your answer. The point-by-point patterns works better for items that are rather similar and we evaluate them against the particular points. Point 1, 2, 3. Each point will have a name of the points, or we call that one thesis statement. A paragraph about one item and a paragraph about the other one regarding this point. Let's look at the point-by-point sample. We need to write about two different headphones. In this case, the points could be cost, durability, and comfort. So, the introduction paragraph talk about these two headphones where there are some differences in their cost, durability, and comfort. In paragraph 2 or point 1, we discuss about the cost of each headphone. What is the cost of headphone A and what is the cost of headphone B? Which one is cheaper than the other, or whether they have the same price, same range of price. In point 2, we discuss about the durability of each headphone, and in point 3, we discuss about the comfort we can get from each headphone. Then at the end of the paragraph, we make a summary of both headphones. When the items discussed are different, the organization by point won't work well. In this case, choose a block pattern for your essay. Each body paragraph or each block will discuss the peculiarities of one item, which will make your text easier to read. Now let's have a look at the block pattern sample here. The introduction could be similar to point-by-point pattern, where the introduction is comparing two different headphones based on the cost, durability, and comfort. In paragraph 2, we have to discuss headphone A complete with the cost, durability, and comfort. Then we also do the same in paragraph 3, except what we discuss is about headphone B. After that, again, we have to make a summary, opinion or solution based on the information about both headphones at the end of the paragraph. After knowing which one of the pattern to use, Please pay attention at certain things when you write your essay. They are paragraph structure, where there is a topic sentence and supporting sentences. A topic sentence is the most important sentence in a paragraph, sometimes referred to as a focus sentence. The topic sentence helps organize the paragraph by summarizing the information in the paragraph. In formal writing, the topic sentence is usually the first sentence in a paragraph, although it doesn't have to be. A topic sentence essentially tells readers what the rest of the paragraph is about. All the sentences after a topic sentence have to give more information about that sentence. Prove it by offering facts about it or describe it in more detail. That is what we call supporting sentences. Then, what we have to pay attention next is grammar. In general, when writing most essays, one should use present tense. An exception to this rule is the narrative essay. Therefore, we use present tense for comparative and contrast essay. What you have to pay attention as well is the use of correct punctuation marks for your essay. Where do you have to put full stop, comma, colon, or semicolon? Okay? Now that you have two organizational patterns, what should be stated in each part of compare and contrast essay? There is a paragraph consists of the introduction of the topic, the items that you are going to evaluate, and the thesis statement, aka the main idea of why you are writing the paper. Depending on the structure, you might write an essay in a different way, but you'll always have some similarities and differences to discuss. So, we mention similarities in comparison paragraphs. We mention differences in contrast paragraphs. And don't forget to use transition words as they will arrange your text in an easily readable way. Now let's discuss a little bit about compare and contrast transition words. As the name clearly implies, they are transition words that establish comparison and contrast between one thing and another. The overall effect that comparing expressions and contrast expressions produce is that they make your essays flow much better. I have divided them into 3 different types. The first is comparison words, the second is contrast words, and the third is universal compare and contrast words. So, if you want to explain what two things have in common, you can use a few examples of comparison words, such as in the same way, in like manner, likewise, similarly, or by the same token. Now let's take a look at some different categories of these contrasting words. For opposite transition words or phrases, you can use in contrast, conversely, or at the other end of the spectrum. Then for different transition words or phrases, you can use dissimilarly or a clear difference. Moreover, you can use however, nevertheless, on the one hand or on the other hand for conflict transition words or phrases. The last one is universal and contrast words. Not everything is black and white in terms of which words fit into which category of transition words. There are, in fact, gray areas where words can be used to both compare and contrast depending on the context. Let's take a look at these gray areas. These are general words that fall under both contrast and comparative phrases. For example, at the same time, on the same token, on the other hand, and while. Then these are words that can be both contrast and comparative terms that can help tie many points together during a wrap-up. These include all things considered, to summarize, in short, to sum up, and all in all. Okay? I know that one of the best ways to learn about something is to see how it is applied. So here is how these transition phrases are applied. You can see the example. The use of comparison word or phrases, and also the use of contrast words or phrases here. Yeah, there are 4 different examples here. The first one using likewise. Regular cardio exercise does wonder for your overall heart health. Likewise, it contributes to the betterment of your mental health. Another example, followers of Islam believe that there is only one God in existence. In like manner, Christianity is also a monotheistic religion. And then for contrast, we also have 2 example sentences here. People who play basketball are generally quite tall. In contrast, gymnasts and jockeys are typically short. Another example is, on the other hand, a career in the military earns one of lot respect from everyone. On the other hand, soldiers tend to experience severe depression fairly commonly. You see, by using them, you will ensure that each and every point you introduce has a context in relation to each other. So, you are officially done with all body paragraphs. Now it is a conclusion time. Please finish your essay by summarizing in 3 to 6 sentences the whole point of your works, then briefly mentioning similarities and differences, and writing your opinion or providing the solution of the topic. Remember, these parts should be connected to your main thesis from the introduction, not contradict it. Well, there you are, the explanation of the outline used for compare and contrast essay. You can either use point by point pattern or block pattern. And please divide your essay at least 4 paragraphs. Consists of introduction in paragraph 1, body paragraph 2 and 3, and conclusion as the last paragraph. Okay? I hope you find the explanation helpful. Now, please look at activity 5.1, where you have to complete the essay exercise. Read the instruction carefully and do not hesitate to contact me when you find any difficulties through my Instagram account. Thank you, dear, and good luck.